sorry, I was muted. We're going to start our winners finals now. I'm just loading up the spectator version of it. I'll get going in a second. Cool, so like I said last time, Juanpaa, who's going to be on our right here, was our winner last time. Really strong player. The only other B-ranked player besides a player named Rudolph on Fightcade. We have like a little ranking system. And most of us are kind of stuck in the C or B area, but they are able to get past that. I expect a really good match here. These are two really strong players. One thing I want to note, because it's kind of an advanced technique that's hard to see, is sometimes you'll hear, like that squeaking noise. That's the noise that plays when you're holding a bubble and you try to pick up a different color. The reason you're hearing that so much from some of these characters as they move, or some of these players as they move left to right, is because if you hold a direction and mash the pickup button, it actually just makes you move really fast. So you could skip over all of the rows that are bubbles that you can't pick up. So if you pick up like red on one side and you hold left and you mash really fast, you'll go all the way to the left side of the screen, and you will have all the red bubbles, but it'll play that little squeaky noise every time you try to pick up something you can't. So if you're hearing that squeak, that means one of those players is probably using that technique and trying to move extra quick to get from side to side. And that's one of the things that kind of really makes or breaks it at this highest level. Not a technique I'm particularly proficient in myself, but one I'm trying to learn. So a lot of times I have strategies for picking characters against these strongest players. Players like Rudolph and Juanpaa, I don't really have a strategy for. They're so strong all around that it's a challenge to find a character that you think you're going to have more success with. So we picked Emperor. He's like a mid-high tier. His pattern comes on near the edges of each side, so it puts a fair amount of pressure. You got to keep moving back and forth. Yeah. You're going to see that to try to beat them to quota, people are going to intentionally fill up their boards here. You can kind of mash the C button to get the board to fill up like that. Problem is, if you don't get like a nice board where you can kind of clear everything quickly, and they put pressure on you like this, you're just going to get pushed off right away. And I don't know if this is going to pay off, but it seems like they're going to dig themselves out. It's hard to get put on the back foot of like that immediately. Yeah, that's rough. That was a quick match. Yeah, I saw somebody in the chat mention that they didn't know about that mashing trick. Yeah, it's really easy to execute. The issue with it is if you're not used to it, it's hard to control when you want to stop, and I end up getting a lot of like missed inputs and like throwing bubbles down the wrong like column. Okay, it seems like he went right back to the same character and it's paid off a little bit more. Maybe he's just not going to fill the board up as much? No, he's still going aggressive. Okay, we'll see. One other thing I want to note that is not super apparent when you start is that the longer the combo doesn't necessarily mean the better the combo. It sends a different number of rows to your opponent based on how long the combo is, but a 2 combo sends 4 rows, and every combo after that, like every number after that, only sends 1 more row. So like a 6 combo would only send, what's that? Send 8 rows, but you can do 2 combos in that time to send 8 rows, and it's generally a lot more efficient. It's really going to matter on the character and who you're playing against, which strategy you want to go with. But Yeah, there's a lot of kind of intricacies of this game that you kind of have to figure out on the fly as you're playing against people to see like what's strong against them, and where you're going to find success with the character that you've both chosen. This is the first 5, so it's a little bit more time to adjust here. But the way it's looking right now is we're going to need like a Herculean effort to take down Juanpaa today to prevent this like double, two months in a row being the champion. This is our first month, but we did hold an event last month. If you're interested in joining us, we have an international Discord. There's also a South American Discord you could join, depending where you are. I'm on both. It doesn't really matter where you're from, as long as you love the game. And I'll post updates there when we're looking to hold events. We're trying to have one of these every month, so I'll pick a date for December after the tournament. Yeah, thank you for supporting us. I know it's probably only a handful of people, but that's great that people are interested in a game this old. It's never a bad time to pick up a game and play what you like, so don't worry about something. The small scenes are still really passionate. There's always people to play with. We kind of grab people off of Discord, or most evenings, at least here in the US, there's at least 1 or 2 other people available to play, so easy game to pick up. If you visit my website, playmagicaldrop.com, I wrote a bunch of articles to get you started, and really excited to just show this game to more people. Another thing to note, and I know if you're catching up or you haven't played before, those ice blocks that show up are frozen, so you can't clear them without breaking something next to them. So if you pop a bubble next to them, they will break. And it'll also change the color of all of them on the board, even if they're not adjacent to the one that you initially broke. That shiny diamond-looking one that was just popped on both sides of the screen, that one clears all of the same color that you pop next to it. So that's just a pretty quick way to clear your board and start a big combo. It could cover you for a little while you make some adjustments elsewhere. This is the last stand in winner's side here to stop Juanpaa. That's gonna do it. So Juanpaa's gonna move on to grand finals. SJ's gonna drop down to our losers finals. Good match, guys. One thing I would have liked to see a little bit more out of FSJ there is maybe trying some other characters. I think he tried Emperor like 3 or 4 times there. It didn't really pay off. Trying one of the characters where you weren't going to get bullied off the board, one of the mid tiers, could have potentially made the difference.